Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Super Robot Wars J. I know it's been a while since the last episode, but it's been not necessarily busy, but had some guests over, so I couldn't really exactly find the time to record, but you know, now I found some time. But anyway, the game, Jesus, I'm having a bit of trouble speaking. I don't know why, but what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, but I don't remember what. Oh well, must have not been important. But hey, it's another one of these segments. Well, that's something. Found that amusing. Oh yeah, now I remembered the stage. For this particular stage, for some reason there are two different teams, I guess you could call it, that you can be on. I'm not entirely sure what kind of changes they have on the stage itself. I imagine they do change the stage somewhat. I'd say pick the one that I choose. I have to see if they tell you which units come with you or not, because with the way I chose, there was the Laser units appeared, and to get one of the secret requirements in this stage, Julia needs to appear, and she's from the Laser series, and what you have to do is you can't shoot her down, so essentially she just has to survive for as long as she's on the stage. This is actually my third time trying to record this episode. I tried to record this several times, but as I said in the beginning of this episode, other things kept interrupting that. So hopefully this time there won't be too many interruptions. But yeah, after this episode I'm going to move on to a different recording software for Game Boy Advance games, just to see how that is. There may not be a notable difference on the on the video quality itself, but I'm just going to try to see how well how easier it makes the recording for me. So we'll see how that goes, if it goes well at all. I believe after this stage, Kant is available as a pilot, maybe even during this stage. I won't be using the only brain-powered units that I'll be using probably be you and I don't remember her name. It's been a while since I played the game, okay? Well, yeah, and some exciting news. Hime, yeah, that was her name. Super Robot Wars V, or Super Robot Taisen V, however you want to say it, is getting an English Asian release as well. So just like Super Robot Taisen OG The Moon Dwellers, it's getting an English Asian release, and that's pretty exciting. Since the original generation games on the Game Boy Advance were finally getting, well, we're not finally getting, but there's actually going to be an English version of the game released. Not going to be released out here in the West due to licensing issues, but this is it's still a good way. It's still exciting to have a version of it in English, which I will be getting, and I don't know if I'll be doing a playthrough on it as soon as I get it. It all depends on certain things, because I do plan on getting Moon Dwellers, and I don't think I'll be done with this game by the time Moon Dwellers comes out, because Moon Dweller comes out on August 5th, and when I'm recording this episode, it's July 1st. So unless I uploaded an episode every single day, then I'm not gonna get done with this game before Moon Dwellers comes out. And even then, I do have some plans to record some other games. Oh, to record a game that comes out during the month of July. This won't exactly have any influence on people watching this later in the future, but well, talking about it now. But yeah, getting excited for I'll probably call Super Robot Wars V from now on, just so I don't have to say the entire name. Or SRWV, SRTV. I'll just call it V. And OG, and Moon Dwellers. I'll probably just call Moon Dwellers from now on. But yeah, I'm getting pretty excited for V and Moon Dwellers. Orphans coming out of the ocean. It's pretty big. Suppose so. I go with the Archangel, not the Nadesco. Like I said, I don't know if that actually changed. I know it changes some of the units you have available to you, I think. Emphasis on I think. But, because I know you won't have the Nadesco available to you, and I don't think you'll have the Nadesco units, like the Ace Valus units, available to you as well, but I'm not entirely too sure on all that. It doesn't exactly tell you if you're locked to some units or not. Well, let's see here. Yeah, SPTs. So yeah, I don't know if the same thing would happen on the Nadesco side, which sort of concerns me a little bit, because I'm afraid that because I can't find any information that says like what happens when you choose one version of the stage over the other. Let's see, if we have the Nadesco Ace Valus units, I should say, then it doesn't look like we do have them. Let's see if I actually go that far to see if we have them. No, we don't have them. So there are some differences between the stages, but as I said, I have no idea if you have the Lasener units. Either way, you might or might not. Either way, I would recommend, if you're playing along with me, doing the same version of the stage that I'm doing, in case it is, you know, locked, I guess, in case Julia doesn't appear on the other version of the stage. Oh no, I am so scared of these guys. Yep. How unfortunate. Nothing we can do about that. So, let's move on. But yes, what is it? Kagili is now in the strike road, which I think we got at the end of the last stage. It's been, as I said, a long time. Mainly because of several issues, and I won't get too deep into those, but you know, life happens. After after my break ended, something unexpected came up and caused me to put my hobby, you know, making videos to the side once again, which ended up on me going on a longer hiatus than normal. Not normal, than I originally wanted to go on. For some reason, I usually go on a hiatus in the middle of winter. No real particular reason. I just noticed that trend is that for some reason, I tend to stop during the winter. Sort of, I guess I get burned out during the winter. But I imagine that, well, before I get into that, this stage, I should be talking about this stage. This stage overall is pretty simple, to be honest. Nothing too difficult about it. At this point, you should pretty much be ready to tackle on any sort of stage. This stage is just wave after wave of enemies with a few, I'll call them mini bosses. They aren't difficult. You will need to use your spirits, but you should be able to take them on no problem. Nothing like stage 20, where he fought one of the that one guy. I forget his name. What was he? The guy that used that giant sword attack. I think it was stage 20. Now, I kind of want to hurry and get done with this particular game, mainly because of Moon Dwellers coming out soon. So I may just go on a marathon of just recording and uploading this game for the month of July to get it done as soon as possible. I'll see about that though. Let's see, let me think here. Yeah, I may do some sort of marathon like that. Well, I'll see on what can I do in regards to that, because I do want to get this game done a bit sooner. So we'll see. But yeah, often when I record, oh, I noticed this with Z, is that once I got basically with Z, how that with Z2 actually, when I started recording that was the beginning. You know, the beginning parts was a lot of me explaining the mechanics of the game, and then as I moved on, it became first like 5 minutes talking about how to get the SR point in that particular stage, and then that was it, because there wasn't much else for me to talk about, and I'm just, you know, I was just there talking about random things, which is kind of what Jay is devolving to, mainly because of what happens, because eventually, while there is strategy, in the game, it isn't the games aren't too difficult, so it's not like there are some like stages where you do need a bit of strategy, involved. But in J, there aren't any SR points you need to worry about getting, so it's not much I could talk about once I'm done, briefly talking about the strategy for a particular stage. Because at this point, we're more than halfway done through the game, I think. Yeah, because I think it's only like 50, actually. Yeah, we're about halfway through. And at this point, you should be able to handle most of what they can throw at you. But it's been a while since I last fully completed the game, so I don't remember everything. But you really shouldn't have any trouble. But yeah, Z. Darn, Z is hard. Doing an all SR point run is hard. Jesus. If you've seen episode 18, that was the episode that's been that's the latest episode as of this recording of Z, and I hate that stage. I hate stage 18. It's like stage 20 in Z2. In both stages, I almost gave up on getting all the SR points entirely, in case you were wondering. I believe I explained SR points in the beginning of this playthrough, but in case you don't remember or joining or watching this in the middle of it for whatever reason, SR points aren't in this game, so there aren't anything you really need to worry about. Although the latest Super Robot Taisen games tend to have them, and I enjoy them. There goes Willer. I'm not trying to pronounce that guy's name. Oh no, rain powered. Well, actually grand chairs. So you and Lasse, they go off on their own. Not entirely sure of what actually happens there. I mean, they give us a quick summary once they come back. I assume if you're playing the other version of the stage, they would appear there. I guess. Maybe not. And for those of you... Oh boy. I'm pretty sure I fixed this in my editing already, but in case I forget or don't, the audio just got really loud. So, it wasn't very fun for me. But yeah, the grand chairs, they're the same as how we've always been fighting them. You should be able to take care of them with no problem. Unfortunately, the Archangel doesn't have any great map attacks, to be honest, like the Nadesco. I love the Nadesco's map attacks, so we would be able to take a bunch of these guys out, no problem. Although, going back to the SR points, one thing that I should mention is that the SR points, they kinda limit your strategy making a little bit. There are requirements to make everything a little bit harder, so you do have to, I guess, be a bit more strategic in your thinking. But the thing is that you have to sort of act in a specific way. Like if it's, you have to always be a bit more aggressive, and you can't really take a defensive stance because it usually require you defeating certain amount of enemies in a certain amount of turns, or taking a boss down to a certain amount of HP. So, well, it's definitely more strategic than if you were just playing the game normally. It's sort of because you can't just like run in and hope for the best. But that can work sometimes. Most of the time, if you just do that, it won't really work out too much. But it's sort of what I want to say. It kind of forces you to take a offensive, strategic mindset, if that makes any sense. So you can't really play defensively. And in a game like J, where there are no SR points, you can really play however you want, defensively, offensively. You can take as much time as you need. If you really wanted to, you could just wait at the beginning of the stage, only for the enemies to come to you if you really didn't want to move anywhere. And that's the one thing I kind of dislike about SR points. It's my one little nitpick with them, but it kind of makes sense because you can't really make an SR point be something. Well, with the way they're handling it, I can really imagine a way of making those work both offensively and in a like having them work where you could go at them any way you want. Otherwise, they kind of be a bit too easy. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're playing those games, is that they kind of sort of, and that's if you're going for them as well, because if you're not going for them, you can play however you want as well. But if you want a challenge, that's what you would go for. So, like I said, I don't really have a problem with them. That's just something I've noticed, and it's not necessarily something I find too big of an issue. Just something I thought I should mention, just something I thought about while, thinking about, SR points. And when I was playing through Z2 again, it was a bit of a fresh air, because I played that game twice already, and that was my third time playing through it again. And that was actually a bit refreshing to go after those SR points, because just playing through the game, while fun, doing it a third time, can be a bit not repetitive, I just want to say, but there's only so many times you could play your favorite game over and over again. Well, that's for me, because I know there's some people out there that they play through their favorite game like once a year because they enjoy it so much. But for me, I can't really do that. Although if I do, I usually need something to sort of change it up a little bit, and the SR points for Z2 did that. And in Z2, they were just there just for the heck of it. They didn't do anything in Z2. As far as I was aware, they didn't do... I think the only thing they did was give you extra money, if I think about it. They're more important in Z, where some secrets needed you to get a certain amount of them. And I think in Z2 they do the same thing as they did. Z2.2 they did the same thing as Z2.1. And in Z3, I don't know what they do in Z3, but they aren't too important there either. And the main reason why I'm doing all SR point runs for those games is mainly because of their mainly because I beat those games once already, and I want something to spice it up a little bit. And in this playthrough of Jay, the thing that's spicing it up for me is getting all the secrets, because I didn't go for all the secrets when I originally played through the game. I didn't even know the secrets, to be honest, when I was originally playing through the game. I was just playing through it. So getting to use some characters or units that I never used in my original playthrough, it's going to be enough to spice it up for me. Oh no. Hello everybody and welcome back, I suppose, to this video. Sorry, force of habit. But, well, if you're wondering what happened was, it turns out that in my, I missed a large piece of footage in my, recording, because the video just ended in the middle of, well, it just ended. And, you know, I went back, I'm like, this isn't wrong, this isn't right. It turns out I was missing like 30 minutes of footage, which now it's like 20 minutes, but still, I was missing a lot of footage, and that's my mistake. It won't affect you guys in any way, I don't think, but that happened. So whoopsies, I guess. I don't remember what I was talking about before. As I had to load up all this footage back up, and it took a while for my editing program to load all the footage. It's kind of weird, like it loads up the video files first, and then it loads up the audio of the video file if the video file is rather large. So that's just how it is, I guess. Oh yay, more reinforcements. I'm afraid that I accidentally like loaded up the same footage twice in the video before, but I had, you know, already commentated through that, so I don't feel like you know, getting rid of that commentary. So it's there. Anyway, the new wave isn't anything you really need to be too worried about. You pretty much just handle them the same way you've always been handling them, as with the previous waves. And as I was saying before, accidentally loading up the same footage twice. I'm not entirely sure if I did that or not. It doesn't look like I did. But if I did, then I apologize, I suppose. But doesn't really matter now, does it? I don't recall what I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Oh, well, it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, I guess I'll briefly talk about V, which is gonna come out in 2017. But I'm excited for it. Its lineup seems pretty cool. With the Crossbones, Gundam, it's gonna be in there, and Gundam Double Zeta is gonna be in there too. And they haven't been in a Super Robot Taisen game in quite a while, so it's gonna be pretty exciting to see those appear. Although I don't think I've ever actually completed a game with those units, well, those series in it. I gotten close to beating Alpha Gaiden, which Double Zeta's in, but I've never. Don't think I played a game with Crossbone Gundam in it. It also has the Nadesco movie, which is after. I think it's a Nadesco movie. I'm not too sure, but it's after the. If it's it would take place after the Nadesco events in this game. I suppose. And Orphan stopped. Orphan's will? What does that mean? Kind of. It didn't go back down though, it just stopped. Wow. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, a lot of similarities between the series here. For some reason, Naki has a grand chair, although he doesn't really do much with that. Huh. Hey, it's Athron. What? Oh, it's Quincy. Something caused that to happen in the original seed, and I don't know what did. Oh. Oh no. Calgary. It's like we teleported away to somewhere else. Up with who? Anyway, this is the end of the episode, and I would normally say my entire spiel, but during the second part of the episode there was a bit more background noise than I would like, which is why I muted my mic often, but I need to get this episode out. It's been recorded, but I haven't been able to commentate over it in a long time. So again, I apologize if you were able to hear any of that. I heard it, but sometimes it doesn't actually pick up on the mic. It's really hard to tell when that actually does happen. But anyway, I'll see you guys again next time, whenever that is. Bye.